I think everyone remembers this.
Welcome to Falling for Hamlet.
Falling for Hamlet was my own personal variety of poison. It took a story that wasn't focused on teen romance and tried to make it focus on teen romance, and well, it didn't really work. Shakespeare adaptations are a real hit and miss. When they work, they really work, and you end up with books like this. But when they fail, well, we all know what happens. And then I heard about this one. Juliet Immortal makes it very blaringly clear that the story we know is a lie. Haven't we heard that one before? You see, Romeo murdered Juliet so he could become immortal, and now Juliet goes all invasion of the body snatchers so she can protect the souls of true lovers. Wait, what? Let's break it down a little bit more. So there are two supernatural organizations in this book. First off, there are the ambassadors who Juliet works for, and they're all for true love, sunshine, kittens, you know, the good things in life. And then there are the mercenaries, and they're the bad guys, and guess what? Romeo works for them. So you see where I'm going here? Our two famous soulmates are locked in internal conflict, Juliet trying to protect the souls while Romeo trying to steal them. So our story takes off when Juliet wakes up in the body of Ariel, a lonely, scarred teenage girl who has one friend, but she's kind of horrible. The really rich, mean, nasty kind of horrible. But Ariel was out on a date, and it kind of took a turn for the worst when she realized that the guy wasn't actually interested in her, but was trying to complete a bet set out by his friends that if he could sleep with the freak, then he could win $500. And of course, Ariel isn't really a happy camper. So much to the point where she grabs the steering wheel, drives the car off the road, and accidentally kills the guy. So Ariel is knocked out, Juliet wakes up in her body, ready to take on the world and save the souls that Ariel has access to. She does this all the while feeling sorry for herself, but it's okay because when she leaves the wreck of the car, she runs into a new boy. A nice one. And we all know this is the best way to work on your self-esteem issues, but something's rotten in the state of Denmark if you catch my drift. Juliet is unable to contact the ambassadors, and her superhuman strength isn't kicking in. So she's gonna have to do this shift on her own with no help from anyone. Also, just to make matters worse, you remember that dead date sitting in the car? Well, Romeo takes over his body. Because it can never be easy for body snatching supernatural entities, can it? You would think that the body snatching would be unfair to Ariel, but Juliet goes out of her way to try and make Ariel's life better for the girl's return. Mom issues, fixed. Lack of friends, fixed. Boy problems, kind of fixed. It doesn't really help that Juliet's kind of in love with the boy she's lined up for Ariel upon her return. And it doesn't really help that that same boy is the soulmate that she's trying to save and is supposed to be in love with the horrible best friend Gemma. There's nothing like a love triangle to keep the reader on their toes, even if it's more like a diamond or a square or a kind of a ball of, I don't know where I'm going with this. Surprisingly though, Juliet Immortal does have a moral. For a book obsessed with boys and true love, the book reminds you that you need to be able to love yourself before you can love anyone else. Juliet needs to look past her flaws and ditch her negative outlook on life so she can move on and be happy. Which, when you think about it, is a good lesson for everyone. But to balance out the good, there has to be the bad. The major weakness was the ending. It felt like the author had written herself into a corner and was so desperately trying to find a way to end the story with a happy ending, because the source material had such a happy ending. Yep. Basically, this book took Romeo and Juliet and just ran with it. And you know, it actually kind of worked. I really wanted to hate this book, but I didn't. It was angsty, it was full of drama, it had exactly what you would think a teen book would have. The premise was a little bit ridiculous and the characters were a little bit ridiculous, but it was a fun read. So if you want to keep yourself highly entertained, well, this is highly entertaining. And just to make matters interesting, it has a sequel.